Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to Shadow of War. Now, when we left off, we were just kind of messing around, having a lot of fun and everything, and right now, I'm doing a bit of post-commentary, because, well, I lost my audio recordings, they didn't record properly, and so we're gonna have to deal with future me and past me. I don't know, it's kind of a combination of the two, because, yeah, at the moment I'm just in the Ithildin tomb here to try and restore the poem, as I have collected all of the Ithildin in this particular region. And I had a little bit of a difficulty with restoring the poem because I did not realize that you actually had to input every single word where it's needed. So I try something wrong to begin with, and then later on it becomes much clearer to me. Alright, so I'm trying this out first, and it comes... it's not working, obviously. You can see that it's not working. I try to grab the thing for some reason. I don't know why I tried to do that, but yeah, it's just that the little marker thing that enables me to interact here is not working, so yeah, I've got to just exit it and then go back in. And then I realized that cadence has something to do with music, obviously, and so I decide to switch around a couple of things so that it's after the word drums, you know, our cadence quick, our countenance dire, that actually does make sense. So hopefully I actually start to do that now. There we go, and then it will give us access to the first Bright Lord's tomb? Is it the tomb? I think it is.
In the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie, we bear our banners aloft, boots like drums, our cadence quick, our countenance dire. For who in this dark, dream-haunted land dares resist the righteous flame of wrath and doom themselves to despair and death?
Yeah, so there you go. Obviously, there's Celebrimbor doing his own thing and reciting the poem himself, and we retrieved this Bright Lord's armor, which can be upgraded if you recruit a tank that is level 20 or higher, and it is much more a defensive piece of armor than our current one, which applies, well, technically a 17% chance to apply a curse on a critical hit. And I personally feel like that is really, really awesome, but because this is new and because I kind of need a little bit of extra damage reduction, I feel like 21% less damage from ranged attacks is pretty good, because ranged units are usually the ones to get the better of me. So I'm going to be wearing this, and hopefully we'll be able to upgrade it soon. Otherwise, we're going to go and head on to the story mission as I destroy a couple of pieces of gear to get some Mirian. Alright, so here we are. Before dawn, General Castamir has been captured by the Witch King's forces, accompanying Idril to save her father.
My father's being held in the war chief's camp, but we were spotted before we could attempt a rescue. Baranor wants to wait till daybreak, hit them with a small company.
But you want to go back now, alone. That is the way to suicide.
If I wait till dawn, my father will be dead.
I'm not saying don't go. Saying don't go alone.
The Uruks we captured last winter told stories of a gravewalker. Half man, half wraith. A demon.
And what do you believe?
I believe we'd be lucky to have him.
Baranor and I overheard the Uruks. They took my father to a nearby encampment.
Oh, lucky to have him, eh? Oh, I smell... Is it? I smell love in the air? Or yeah, I don't even know. But yes, isn't it rather amusing, however, that it's always seeming to be the love interest that we rescue their father in some way or another, and then the father turns out to be some evildoer? I don't know. But anyway, here we get another one of these really cool sections, which I actually really enjoy because you do have a companion to kind of help you out and to do a little bit of stealth killing alongside you. I really, really appreciate that because it's always nice to sort of run around by yourself and do the lone wolf thing, but it's even better to have someone to do it with you and to have these synchronized stealth kills.
We must move carefully.
Sooner or later.
Nicely done!
And that's also what I find rather amusing. Did you manage to capture what that guy actually said? Because I don't know whether it was Talion or the actual soldier. I'm pretty sure it was the soldier. And as soon as we took them out, took those two orcs out, the soldier was like, "Nicely done." And he's like, I don't know whether he's been tortured or whether he was just, you know, dehydrated or whatever the case may be, but I find it amusing that he would shout out to two of his rescuers, "Nicely done." I find it amusing that Talion would even shout that out. I don't think he would, considering we're kind of on a bit of a covert rescue mission here, but anyway, yeah, we're obviously going to be rescuing a couple more here and trying to infiltrate the camp. Now, I must mention that the AI, I feel, is pretty good, with the exception of being stealthy, because sometimes Idril does not really like to be too stealthy. Sometimes she just kind of stands there and doesn't really get into cover or doesn't really try to be sneaky at all. She kind of just is out in the open not doing much. But the AI in another way is actually really smart in the way that it rescues the captured soldiers. So for example, when I'm just walking around nearby to the captured soldiers, she will actually rescue them without me even doing anything, which I think is really cool because usually it would get triggered by you having to activate some button or you'd have to tell them to do it, but in this case she does it all by herself, which is really cool. But yeah, anyway, we're going to continue rescuing some soldiers here and hopefully staying undetected.
Thank you. We thought ourselves dead.
That blade of yours is pathetic. It wouldn't cut through water. Put your neck on it, and we'll see how soft it is.
We must make haste.
Oh, this is not good. Let's shoot them. Let's shoot these. Oh, there's a head explosion. Yeah, I should actually mention as well, by the way, that I have a special item that has a percentage chance to cause a head explosion, and that, well, does what it says on the tin, basically. It makes people's heads explode, and as a result of that, orcs in the area become terrified. And they will run and run and run, and it's all very well and good. And as well as having that effect, that item also has the rather wonderful side benefit of having a percentage chance. It's basically the same percentage chance. I think it's like 31% or 32% or something like that, to poison the target on a critical hit as well. So when you get critical hits, I think it's actually the bow that we have at the moment, but anyway, when you get a critical hit with the bow, poison and head explosions are abound, and that's pretty nice. Otherwise, we just have to kill the last remaining camp guards here, and then we can go in to... Yes, before we can go and rescue Castamir. This is pretty easy, though. As you can see, there's only 3 left or so. I mean, technically, the quest only really requires you to kill 2, but personally I like to clear everything out. Just 1 left and a lovely critical hit. There we go. Alright, so let's go and rescue him and see how badly tortured he is.
This is not it. You're not going anywhere,
Father?
General. Oh, you should not have come here.
I came for you.
This is not what I wanted. For you, or for any of us.
There are things we don't get to choose. But we can still fight.
You are your mother's daughter. Come. The reinforcements will be arriving soon.
Did you happen to catch that? Did you see what happened when we went into the tent there? It seemed as though Castamir and the orc inside were having a bit of a conversation on friendly terms. Well, not exactly on friendly terms, but you know what I mean. You think an orc that captures an enemy general is going to allow him to roam around in the tent freely without being tortured for information or something like that? Yeah, I kind of feel like there's something a bit fishy going on here, so I have a feeling that maybe Castamir is the traitor that we saw in a vision beforehand. If that is indeed the case, then Idril is in for a pretty nasty surprise. But I don't know whether you've noticed either, but it seems like we have 2 additional accomplices to perform stealth actions with, so we're able to eliminate orcs in groups of 3 now, maybe even more than that if I could headshot someone and then participate in the stealth killing. I think that's pretty cool as well, that they have added such a robust system to things, you know, being able to command your followers in battle in such a way, and it doesn't even really require you to be doing that much micromanagement, which also makes a huge difference, because you don't want to be consistently ordering your units around all the time. You want to be in the action yourself as well.
After him!
Alright, well, that was easy enough, wasn't it? Now it is time to return and see where we go next.
The general returns. Open the gate. Open the gate.
General, the Seeing Stone. I can use it.
Palantir is safe where it is. The armies of Gondor will come soon.
You're safe. Good. Come.
We've been waiting for Gondor for weeks. No one has come. Can you really use the stone to defeat them?
Yes.
Then I will find where it's hidden.
Now, before we go anywhere else, did you notice that gate? Do you notice how they were like, oh, raise the gate, and I was expecting something made of iron, made of steel, made of something very, very hardy, but no, it's made of wood, very, very thin wood. It looks like the kind of thing that someone's dad would DIY in their back garden or something along those lines. It literally looks like that, you know? There's always that one dad that is just like, yes, I must do this. I must do that by myself with my own DIY skills. And then it turns out exactly like that. The thinnest gate you could ever hope for. I mean, I would imagine that one war troll would be able to breach that.
She can show us the location of the Palantir.
The Palantir is here. The war is here. We must weaken Sauron's hold on Minas Ithil.
Just look at that. Look at that gate right now. Look at it. It is the smallest thing ever. I'm surprised that the orcs have not gotten through, to be honest. But anyway, We have 1 skill point to spend, and we're gonna be spending it. There we go. That's pretty cool. Okay, so what are we going to be going for here? Well, I don't think I'm going to be going for Deadly Spectre right now. I think we're most likely going to go for the Shadow Mount skill, because I already have Growl Grider and Call for Mount. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, I can actually call for a Caragor at any time, which is pretty nice. And we're going to get Shadow Mount so that if we have like a, I don't know, an injured Graug somewhere, we can just mount it instantly and then wreak havoc on whoever is fighting us. And a quick look at the map here. As you can see, I've done basically all of the collectible things. There's not really anything else for me to do, so the only thing left is for me to go to the story mission and meet with Shelob. Otherwise, I think it might be a nice idea for us to take a look at some of the chests, because I did acquire a couple of chests from the online vendettas, and I have 1 level 5 and 3 level 15 ones. I have a feeling that the level 5 ones are not really going to give us anything great. Not only because I'm doing post-commentary, but because I kind of had a feeling before that nothing really was going to come of it. As you can see, they're not really that good. They're level 4, you know, they're just too low level, really, to be any use. But the vendetta chests that are level 15 might actually have something good for us here. Let's just see. We have the Ranger's Armor from Azadar the Angry. Stealth kill archers, 20% less damage from ranged attacks. That could be pretty cool, but I think we already have a pretty decent chest piece. And then we have the other thing, which is a sword. It has relatively the same melee attack, but obviously when you upgrade something, it does gain better stats. So if you do get the unlock challenge done to execute 3 enemies, I mean, that's very easy to do. You do get 26 health recovery on an execution, so that's pretty decent. But the sword we're using at the moment can be upgraded much further because it is legendary status. So I guess we'll just move on to the next chest here and see what we're able to gain. I feel like we're probably not going to get anything amazing, but these things are pretty decent for Mirian as well, because that's the only reason why I have 8,000 Mirian right now, because I've just been destroying absolutely every spare piece of loot that I can get my hands on. And this is the alternative ranged weapon that we can use. It's actually a hammer. Yes, it's actually a hammer. I suppose it's Celebrimbor's hammer, you know, from when he was a ringmaker, smith kind of person. So yeah, you can use this. Charged, it can deal AoE damage as far as I'm aware, but as you can see, it doesn't do that much damage in comparison to the bow, and is in general not that good. Now, this promotion's Legendary Champions War Chest can only be used when you have started Act 2, which is when you gain the Domination skill. Obviously, we haven't entered that act yet, so I'm going to be waiting to open it. Hopefully we're going to still have it, actually, and it's not going to disappear or anything like that. But yeah, I think we're basically just going to keep the dagger that we're currently using, even though it does have a little bit more stealth damage. The level 20 upgrade, I think, is actually pretty easy to do, because we have done a stealth attack against an online Vendetta opponent before. So yeah, there you go. There's my thoughts on that, and next time we're going to be going and doing the story mission with Shelob and hopefully getting to Act 2 soon. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.